Hey everybody, I just want to take a quick moment to do a little bit of an announcement about something that's happening that you might enjoy. Depends on what kind of gaming you like. But I got my roots in role-playing games before I started board gaming and all that good stuff. I designed a lot of stuff for the old D20 days back when D20 launched, and did some work for a number of publishers. It was a lot of fun. But I moved on to board games because of the time constraints that I had at the time. However, I am finding my evenings and that more free now that my kids are older and that sort of thing. So every other Thursday, I am in a wonderful and so far very fun D&D game that is being broadcasted on Twitch by a role-playing game designer, 5e designer. Does a lot of content for 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons. His name is Darren Drader. He is our GM, and we are playing this every other Thursday. So if you're watching this today, it's Saturday the 30th. We will be playing this Thursday, this coming Thursday. It's only episode 2, so you can catch up pretty easily with episode 0 and episode 1. I will post the link in the description below, and probably, if I find that I have time and energy, probably put a little link in the video as well. But anyway, I just wanted to get that information out to you, as you can see it on the screen as well. But we'll be doing that this Thursday, and I hope you'll join me. I'm trying. He's a really great DM, and he's got a very creative process around D&D, so I thought you might enjoy it. We're playing the Temple of Elemental Evil, so that's a lot of fun in and of itself. I actually have not played the Goodman Games version of it. I played it a long, long time ago and don't remember any of it, so it feels like it's all brand new to me. But it's a heck of a lot of fun so far, and all the players are characters. We're really hyping up the role-playing. It's great. So please join me in helping boost his channel as well, because it would certainly help him in his endeavors. And he's a great dude, so come support the show. Enjoy it, and I hope to see you there soon. Bye-bye. Well, hello, everybody, and happy holidays. I hope that you have had a wonderful holiday season so far. I know that I went a little quiet during the holidays because I had so much family activity going on, and I just wrapped up my Unsettled playthrough, which I hope that you enjoyed. But we're getting into a new one, and as you saw by the introduction, it is Nova Aetas Renaissance, which is a fantasy-themed dungeon-crawling style game, tactical role-playing game based in the Venice and Italy area, but it's a fictitious version of that, so there's a lot going on in the game. It's really cool. The setting's, I think, interesting, neat, and different, which is quite cool. The mechanics are very interesting. Some of the mechanics, which I'll show you, are super cool and unique, very different than what I've seen in other games. That includes the use of, you see it in some skirmish games, but the use of 3D buildings and things like that you don't normally see in a lot of dungeon crawling type games. But in some of the best, you do. And so we're going to dive right in. I'm going to teach as I go, because I think that's going to be the best way, but we are going to go over the 4 characters very briefly, talk about what they can do, and we'll talk a little bit about the mechanics, but I think the mechanics are best displayed instead of told. I think they work quite well, but they're interesting and different, which makes it, I think, intriguing. But anyway, we're going to start with our first character. I'm going to go over them real quickly first, then we're going to dive right in. It is a campaign-based game. This will be filled with spoilers, so please be aware. Spoiler alert. There are going to be spoilers in this session and in all the subsequent sessions as we go through the various missions of Nova Aetas. Now, I believe that there are 16 or 17. I don't know. There's quite a few, and it has multiple outcomes based on whether you win or lose scenarios. So we're going to dive right into it. Let's have some fun. Now, if you want to see some unboxing, you want to see a different playthrough, you can also go over to see Bernd at Meet Me at the Table. I think he's also doing one. I haven't watched it yet, but I saw it posted, so I'm pretty excited about seeing that. And I remember his unboxing, so you can get to see what the components are. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to get into gameplay. So here is our first character. His name is Valerio. Now, Valerio is currently a squire, and he's not too tough yet. He's just getting started. He doesn't have a ton of ability. In fact, he has none of these abilities. He only has his basic ability, which we'll talk about in just a moment. He does, however, have some equipment, and he is ready to go. Now, what this shows you is the things that, as a squire, the things that he can upgrade, and then the 2 paths that he can go as he advances, and there's some different cards for that as well. Oops, I just realized I didn't pop this thing out here. Hold on just a second. All right. Anyway, here is Valerio. Now, we got a bunch of stats and all that other stuff, the things you typically see. And, of course, it takes me a little time to remember what each one is because, you know, we play so many different games. We're going to go over what's what here real briefly. Now, so the abilities on the side, on the left there, well, let's get this straightened out so you can see it better. They are under, you notice he's got red to blue, that color, and green. I think that's an orange color. And you can see that he's got these. So when we do advance, he's going to get to pick one of these, both of these perhaps, or purple and green as he goes up levels. We'll see how, you'll see how it all works. It's pretty cool. But I did want to tell you the name of the stats. And you know, it's like one of those things, I read so many stats in so many games, it's hard to remember what all of them are. But we will get to the page that shows the character sheet in detail. Maybe, if I'm lucky, if I can find such a page, though I know it exists. I've been in the rules a bunch, and I thought it just showed it, but maybe not. Maybe it's in this other handy handbook that shows a bunch of things. I don't know, I'm not off to a good start. There's quite a bit going on in the game. No, this is just showing abilities. And oh, there we go. Okay. I knew it was in here somewhere. Okay, icons. These are the stats. Swiftness, that is this hourglass type or clock type stat. Dexterity is the eyeball with the physique is the hand. Mind is the little head with the dot in the middle, and health is the heart. And those are our stats. So you can see he's got in fact, all the characters I think have a 5 in their swiftness. But he's not too good on that part. He's good. He's got 4 physical. That's pretty good. 5 health. I think they all have 5 health too. And 1 on his mental stat. Mental stat's used for spell casting, things of that nature. And this little die here is going to track heroic points as he does things. In his case, he gets them mainly from taking wounds. And I'll show you that in a minute. He also does have some items. This is his sword, and I'll explain how it works. So it says this how I know it's his sword, because it's his starting equipment specifically for him. On his sword, you see that it takes 3 time to activate. That would require 3 points of his swiftness. So if he moves 2 and then activates his sword, that's all 5 of his points. And you'll see how that works. He can target one person within a range of 1, and it gives him no material bonus to that. It also has this special ability called Tackle. We'll deal with that as we play. But basically, damage isn't fixed necessarily in this. It's going to be based on the dice roll. So he's got a physical trait of 4, and they got a little dot in there just to help you identify that even better. But he's going to roll that. See that red dot matches that dot there. And so he's going to roll 4 dice, and he has to overcome a target that's based on the enemy that he's fighting. For each point of he overcomes, not for each point, for each success he has against that target, he will do a point of damage. Shield. Okay, this one's pretty cool. It says at the start of your activation, if there is no shielded tokens on this card, place one on there. Then you can use those shielded tokens to stop damage. And I'm trying to remember which ones the shielded tokens are. Here they are. So it looks like that. So when we start our turn, in fact, I'll leave it on to the side right now because we will be doing that. And then last but not least, he's got his leather armor. It gives him a resistance of 1. That means he will be able to absorb 1 damage. One of the problems with the armor in the game is, not a problem, but just the way that it works, is that once he does that, the armor cannot be used anymore. You put a token on there, and that's it. It's used until he is done with the mission. So now we're not going to get into these abilities again because he doesn't have them yet, but he does have this. It's his perfect strike. It's his special character ability. As a passive, it says +1 each time. That's going to be +1 heroic point each time you gain an injury. So as he absorbs wounds, he gets more heroic. He can spend 3 +1 time upgrade to add 2 to the test of this attack. So he can add 2 dice. You can re-roll any number of the dice. You must keep the new results. So that's what his heroic ability is, and you can activate it every time he builds up to 3 of those points and can spend an additional time on it. All right, that is Valerio. Now let's go over to Sophia. Now this is the what is this little thing here called? The little dial there. They have all these cool names for these things, and I want to remember them because they do matter. That is the Perilium, I think it is, or I'm going to look it up. That is in the front with all the items it shows. Well, it should be. You think everything would be so handy. Yeah, that's right, Beryllium. And basically it's a threat tracker. So every time he hits somebody, for example, it'll go up. Every time he does some damage, it'll go up by 1. If he were to roll 3 successes at the same time in the same attack, that's a critical, and that would also do an extra point of damage, he would go up 1 for the hit and then 1 for the critical to 2. And it helps with the enemy AI, which, by the way, there's a really nice little flow chart for the enemy AI in the back of this book, which I was reading through in the test I did. It tells you it looks complex. It's really not. Once you get the flow of it, it runs pretty smoothly. It allows you to track what the AI is going through. We may go through that once just to show you what that is. Okay, that's Valerio. Now, I am sticking with the 4 characters from the base game, though I have other characters I could play that are from Assassin's Creed and a couple other things. They're pretty cool. All right, so this is Sophia. She is Scum, where Valerio was Squire. Sophia is Scum because I think she's a thief, roguish type character, which makes sense. These would be her abilities when she advances. She, too, gets a little token on her heroic thing here to be able to track that. Put that there. And by the way, these can get boosted too, and you might find tokens in these boosting those abilities up. We'll cover that if that happens. Her items, she's got some throwing knives. You can see it costs 3 times as well. 1 target, except it has a range of 1 to 4. That's pretty good. And doesn't give any additional bonuses. Now, her special ability is lethal. So if she does any damage at all, and any other dice have this symbol on it, which I think is on the 1 side of the die, she will do an extra point for each one of those symbols. So she can do quite a bit of damage. If she gets lucky, she is lethal, or her throwing knives are lethal. She also has a grappling hook, which gives her the ability to climb 1. You can climb buildings in this game. You can scale the buildings that are there up a level. So if you climb 1, that means you can go from a 1 story to the next. And then she also has a hood. And this will be understood better as we play. The value of the threat of enemies is considered lower by 1 to a minimum of 1. Meaning that, so enemies have a threat range that they can see into, kind of like a tactical skirmish miniature game. But in this case, her hood reduces that by 1, making her less threatening. She can kind of pull up her hood and hide somewhere, I guess is the theory. Of course, these are all her abilities, and you can see that her heroic ability is Deadly Fan. It's a passive. You see that she gets +1 heroic point each time she inflicts 1 damage on an enemy. When she has 4, she can spend those +1 time, perform this attack a second time, choosing a different target. So she can she can throw her knives twice, for example, in that case. And that is her. She's got a 5, a 3. 3, you can see she's better in these 2. I think it's the... Oh man, I'm going to have a hard time with the stat names. I wish they'd just like print them in small print on them. Dexterity. So she's good with dexterity and physical. Her physical does attacks. Dexterity, all these dexterity and other things, they're made for checks. Like you might need to do a physical or mental check as well. Skill checks, things like that. You'll see how that works too. Now, there's a default success of 5, but when you're fighting enemies, you go based off the defense of their type of, whether they're fighting you with physic or mental. Now we have the novice, Vincenzo. He is a priest, a novice priest, who is part of this mercenary company. We'll read the story as we go. Again, here's his Beryllium, but he has got a censer, because he's a priest. They all carry around massive censers full of incense that they bang people with. It can do a physical attack. It takes 3. Hits 1 target. Range of 1, no extra bonus, but it does have the ability to stun and burn. So we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. But again, the burn is on the moon symbol, which is on the 1 side. But of course, he has to hit. He's got a relic. It says 2 time to gain a blessed token. We'll be doing that. I'll show you how blessed tokens work. And here, Churrigan's bag, meaning doctor's bag. 2 time, choose a hero within +1 or 1 range of you included, and perform a test. I think that's a blah 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 test. I'll figure it out. For each success, the target discards 1 damage. So he could heal health, and I think that symbol is supposed to be his mental stat, but I don't remember. I'll look it up. It's not a big deal. And now his heroic is Sacred Word. It says passive. He gets +1 for every time you make a hero you included discard at least 2 damage. For when he gets 3, he can spend that and 2 times. Each hero within 4 of you included rolls 2 dice and discards 1 damage for each success obtained. Success would be a 5 in this case, I think. Just to clarify, because I know it's absolutely teeny and I just threw it on the ground, this symbol is mind. It's just real small. So I thought it was, but I couldn't see it clearly enough. Anyway, we're going to move on from Vincenzo, and we're going to go on to Rebecca. Rebecca's actually a spellcaster, so as you can see, there's some magic in this. Like the Vincenzo can do blessings and things like that nature. Rebecca can cast spells. She's an apprenticed spellcaster. She can go to Necromancer or Chronomancer. Don't know which one I'll go yet. We'll see as we play. I think we're a ways off from that. Anyway, she has a spell right here. This is her spell magic. It's called Arcane Arrow. It is a magic trick, though it doesn't seem very much like a trick because it can kill people. It takes 3 times. It's got a target range of 1 to 6, so it's got quite a bit of range. +0 mind bonus, and it requires 2 successes. Spells only hit if you succeed at the minimum. So in her case, she's rolling her mind stat, which is 4. So out of the 4, she's got to get 2 hits against that enemy based on their mind stat defense. It does inflict 2 damage basically, and it does +1 for each moon symbol. Again, those are on the 1, so she can do quite a bit of damage, but she has to get 2 to succeed. She can also charge. She has an energy shard, which she can charge. Cost her 2 of her swiftness. If there are fewer than 3 advantage tokens on this card, place 1 on it. So she can stack up to 3 on here. You can spend 1 advantage token on this card on the next mental attack you perform during the current activation, and that allows her to basically charge up her spells. She gets extra dice, and in a pinch, she does have a dagger. Since she has it equipped, she does gain the elusive ability. But she costs 2 of her activation. She 1 target, no range, and it just does basic damage. It's just, like I said, she'll typically use her spell casting when she can. She's only got 1 spell so far, but she has other skills and abilities that she'll gain as we go. She also has this Omnia, which says you can equip spells as a school of Omnia, and that is what Arcane Arrow, I believe, is. I don't know if it says it on the back or not, but it's just her starting equipment. And basically, she does have a passive as well. Her passive is for her special heroic ability. I'll make sure I put dice in those, or cubes in those, rather. When she has that +1 each time, every time she performs a test for a spell and obtains the indicated number of successes or more, she gains 1 point in this. When she has 4, she can perform this attack. It's a spell. It's got a range of 3, 1 target, 1 to 5. Does +4 on her attack mind stat, so that's 9 dice if she gets to roll it, and she needs 2 successes. She gets 3 damage for each star inflicted, +1, or she gets 3 damage +1 for each star inflicted. Each star is that's on the die, and that is the 4 characters we'll be playing with, and you'll get to see how they advance and go through the story. It's pretty cool. Now, one thing I do think it's worth explaining just a little bit is the horologium, because it's a key component to the game. Now, we're going to start in different. This isn't where this is going to start. This is just an example. But let's say it was here. We're starting on 1. The scenario would tell us where to put our characters. We'd also have enemies, perhaps starting in different ones. And when we take our activations, I'm going to pull out a random enemy token just to show you kind of how this works. Try and do one that won't be a big spoiler because we may have them on the board any minute now. Yeah, I think I'll use this one. I think this is good. Let's say we have this scenario right here. There's a couple things that need to happen. So if I activate my character, let's say it's right here. That's more interesting. If I activate, let's say, Rebecca, and she says she only really wants to move 1. Well, she can move 1. That's fine. But in your activation, you always have to move up. It's I don't remember what the term is. It's not called synergy or something like that. But you always have to move up to meet an enemy model or enemy token. Or more. You can go farther, but you have to at least go that far. So if she did go there but didn't want to do anything else, she could wait and go here. Otherwise, she could say, I'm going to move 2, 1, 2, and then cast my spell, 1, 2, 3, and that'd be her 5. And then when there's nobody left, let's say everything looked like this, for example, this would then move up to here. And that's how we track time. And there's also a sub parts of the time. Some of these scenarios have a timer on them, like you can only do so many. things before time runs out, and you have to be careful about and judicious about your use of the time. This is basically for measuring line of sight, and you'll see how that goes during the game. There's two of these. They're pretty straightforward, and line of sight's interesting in the game. We'll see it probably in the very first round or two of the game. So that being said, I think I've explained enough to get us going. It is a dungeon crawler. If you're familiar with dungeon crawlers, you'll catch on to this pretty quickly. If you're not, stick with me because I will show the rules as I go. That said, everything in the game, everything in Nova Aetas starts with an envelope. This will lead us to our first story. Now, there was another scenario that was in the book that doesn't have an envelope. The cards are printed. It is in the, there's a Read Me First tutorial book that you can play through. It's actually really good. I'm going to skip it. It's been done. I'm going to skip it and just go straight to the game. Though this scenario too has been done. But it'll play out differently for different people. So we'll see how it goes. You could use different characters too, which I'm not. I'm using the base characters from the base game so I can show you what you most likely would get. But there are several other characters that you can play. I don't know if you can swap them in and out. I'll find out. If I can, I might do that just to see how things go in the next scenario. But let's get started. So we're going to open up our little folder, our envelope here, and it has a series of cards and it says prologue. This symbols here kind of give you an idea of what you're going to be dealing with. This shows the faction. I believe that faction, if I'm not mistaken, is Venice. Of course, there's a lot of looking through the book to see these things, but I do believe that is the faction of Venice. If not, I'll correct myself as we go through it, but there are several factions in the game. Yeah, that is the faction for Venice. So this means that we'll be dealing with buildings and we can climb. So it just gives you kind of an indicator of what things could be done on the scenario. And then we're going to flip this card open and it's over and it's going to tell us the things that we need. Our keys are going to be for the map are going to be our hero. We have Stratiotes and Arquebusiers. Those are the enemies, and then we're going to gather all this stuff up. So I'm going to do this right now, and we will have that on the table in just a second with the magic of editing. And here we have all of our things gathered for this scenario. So once we've gathered all these things, we have our key set up. So we got our two enemies that we have been asked to gather. That's this fellow here. That is the Stratiotes, and then we have the Arquebuser right here. It's a guy with a rifle. So he's obviously a ranged dude. Then these are our heroes. Here is Sophia. These are really nice miniatures. I do want to paint them. Hopefully I'll get time before we finish playing to do that. Then we also have, here's Vincenzo. He's a nice looking fellow. Right, once painted it does have a miniature, like a base that will show you that it's a hero. Then we also have Rebecca, spellcaster. She looks great. And we have, last but not least, Valerio. So then it says here, once we've gathered all these components up, we got a focus point, we got the 2 tokens, we got the 2 miniatures, we got the little lever it asks us to get the 4 heroes, our folder, a tree, a ladder, a building, and 2 tiles, plus our enemy cards right here. And we'll go through those later. And then it says reveal card 1. So we're going to do that right now, and it shows us how to set up. It says Horologium starts at 5. And it starts on Capricorn with the heroes and Aquarius on Aquarius for the Stratiote and the Arquebuser. And then we're going to read this. So let me get that set up and we'll get right to it. And here we are ready to set up. We completed the setup that we want. Now it's based on this map. You can see that there is the building in the corner. There's a tree. The ladder's right behind the tree. You can't see it from here. It's tucked away. This stuff on the map doesn't mean anything. Looks like there was a garden there. We can walk right over it. It's not a big deal. The Stratiote, who's a dual axe-wielding guy, is standing right in front of the door, and right on the top corner of the door is the guy with the rifle, the Stratiote, or the Arquebuser. So let's take a look at these 2 fine fellows, and we'll see what they do. Now, the Stratiote, he is level 1, obviously. He's not a very tough guy. He's got 5 time. Now, here's a difference. When they go, they use all their time, regardless of what they do. They act according to the AI, and they use every bit of time that they have. You can see that he's got a 3 dex, a 6 physical, a 5 mental, and 5 health to get through. He has a 3, his attack does 3 time, it hits 1 target, and also, unlike heroes, it always do damage. It does 4 damage. We have to defend against that damage, and you'll see how that works. And his, we have to defend against a 5 with our physical trait. So, and he also causes bleed. We'll see with that. And this is the reward that we get when we defeat him. which hopefully we'll do quickly. The arquebuser, he is takes 3 to activate. He has a 2 to 6 range, or threat rather. No, that's his range. This is threat. Sorry, this stat here is their threat. I know it says dexterity on ours, but it's threat on there. So his range is 7. His Stratio's threat range is 3, and that's going to matter depending to determine who they activate against. He's going to do 2 damage, and it's you have to defend against the 7+. Now he has this thing called reload. His rifle is slow, so he has to reload it every time he uses it. Reload 2, so it's going to be basically every other round, and it's got pierce on it as well. And he gives this thing called a there's all these resources. A pecunia right here. That's the resource that he gives. You can see it's just a resource. And that allows us to craft and do things later on in the game. But that's a setup. So you can see we got our hologium is set up and ready to go. It's said to set it at 5. It's exactly at 5 o'clock. It's said to start the heroes on the Capricorn space and the enemies on the Aquarius space, which we have done. And now we're going to get on to our next card, or maybe even read out of the book. We'll see. All right, the next thing that it tells us to do is read from the book 0.0-1. So let's get the book out and take a look at that. Your finances are running thin in these hard times. This is why you chose to grant Edigo of Viterbo's request. A few days ago, a crier had waded through the smoke-filled Austria alla Coronica, loudly announcing that the prelate was looking for a group of men capable of retrieving information for him. According to the crier's brief description, it seemed an easy task. Some patrons' half-hearted comments, on the other hand, gave rise to suspicions that the assignment had something to do with the impending, unavoidable war with Venice. Could the church be looking for pawns to manipulate while not becoming directly involved? The hefty pay was tipping the scales. So you were given orders to travel to Spoleto, where you are to meet a messenger to be escorted to Rome. However, you have more pressing concerns right now. On your way home, a group of suspicious individuals stands in your way with a menacing air. You've been ambushed. In a well-planned way, the few escape routes through the house are guarded well by brigands. You spot your only escape in a small house that appears to be abandoned. With a little luck, you may be able to get in and out through the back window. So perfectly written, but not perfectly read. That's the story. And we are about to head on. So we read that part of the story. Now we're going to then, it said at the very end of that to reveal card 2. So we will do that. I'll bring the card to you. Let's see what it says. Our mission, hero's goals. A hero enters the house. See mission actions. Okay, we need to enter the house. Enemy's goals are to attack the heroes. Heroes defeat conditions. If at least 3 heroes are KO'd, we're going to read this. If our mission actions are 1 time, pull the lever, only if adjacent to the lever, read this. Or 1 time, enter the house, read 002, start the mission. All right, well, that's where we are. We are at that card right now. And we are going to get going. So I'm going to keep this mission card out. I'll put the other ones aside. And we're ready to start taking our first turns. I don't know about you. I'm pretty excited about this. I think we're going to get to do some killing and some exploring and carry on with this mission. I think it's going to be very, very clever and cool based on what I've seen. So I hope you enjoy it. Let me know if I make any mistakes. By the way, this is not a complicated game, but it's a complex game. There's a lot going on. I'm maintaining 4 characters that have a lot of different abilities and items and stuff like that. So if you do see me make a mistake, please let me know as always, and I will try to address it in the next episode or perhaps in the comments or something, or pin the comment. So thank you, and with that, let's get fighting. All right, everyone. Well, let me just move this over just ever so slightly so we got the best view of the battlefield, and let us get going. Now, we are going to start our battle here. We have you can see we have set up the arquebuser, the lever. We got everything's ready to go, as we talked about. So let's just get started. We're going to start our turn with Sophia. Now, what is Sophia going to do? She is going to quickly move and attack, I believe. So now she has a total of 5 action points, right? So here's her token right here. She gets to, remember, all our players get to go before them because they started on the Aquarius space. So for her first action, she's just going to move 2. So I'm going to move that over 2. She's going to go 1, 2. Now, why did I do that? Well, if you look at her throwing knives, which I'll put up on the screen right now, you can see that it has a range of 1 to 4. So she's just going to move right here, and we got a range of 3 on that guy. Now, another thing is he's got a range. I'm looking at his range of 3. His range is 4. 1, 2. So that's okay. Hopefully we kill him. I don't know if we will or not, but we're going to give it a good old college try. Now, you know that her stat that she will be using is her physical stat with her throwing knives. Now, something that's interesting about her knife, and I've told you, I think I've mentioned this already in the videos, is that when you roll a 1, that has that moon symbol on it, if I hit, then that will do an extra damage. And why it's important to do it that way is because of criticals. If you do 3 damage on your dice, it counts as a critical, but the way I understand it, if you get that bonus damage from that, it does not. Criticals actually increase your threat by quite a bit. So we're just going to put this right here. She's got 3 dice to start with, and she's going to throw her knives. We're going to see if we can. We're going to start the fight. She comes rushing in without any preamble, doesn't even talk to the guy, just hucks knives at him. She knows he's the enemy. Let's see if she can get it done. Well, she did a really good job. She did actually critical. She needs, oh, yes, here's the Stratiote. You can see that, her physical 6, actually. Sorry, she only did 1 point of damage. So she throws her knives. I thought that was a good hit. Wasn't as good as we thought. So we're going to take this, and I'll just move these over here so you can see them a little better. They're in camera. And we'll put this in. Now, normally you put it with the miniature, but since there's only 1 of each miniature, I'm just going to put them right here. Okay, that is her attack. That's going to put her up 1, 2, 3. So she is now a little higher up on the hologium. And then next up, who's going to go? I think, let's go with Valerio. He's just going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 right into his face. He can't do anything else, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, because that uses up all his actions. But remember, he's kind of like the tank of the group. He wants to absorb damage, so getting him right up there in their face is a good thing. Now, because she did, before I forget, because she did do a point of damage, we do go up 1 on this track. All right, Valerio can't do anything. She's just getting in front of her sister, his sister, so that he can protect her. Next up, we'll go with Rebecca. So Rebecca, she's got a range of 6 on her spells, so how far can she go to get this guy? Now, line of sight on the guy on the roof. See that? Can't get to him from down here. Can get to him from here and beyond. We can see him. So if we're right here and he's right here, we can't. If he's right here and we're right here, he can't. So, yeah, that's the way it goes. But he can definitely get to her. 1, 2, she's got a range of 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. She definitely needs to move up. If she moves up 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, she can do it. So she too will move up 2. I wonder if this scenario is designed to do that. So she moves up 2, and then she's going to cast her spell. I'll put that on screen for you. Now, remember, the spells are different. For her to succeed, she actually needs to get 2 successes, and then it's going to do 2 damage. And you can see it also has the ability to do additional damage. 1, based on the moon symbols. So we're going to put that out now. Her mental stat is 4. So she gets to roll 4 dice against his mental defense of 5. So she's 5s or better. Let's see what she can do. Oh man, she missed. Whoosh. So that is a miss. She got only 1 hit. She needed 2 to do anything. So that's going to put her 1, 2, 3. And she has failed. Wow, that was not a good start for her. All right, Vincenzo does not have any physical attacks or anything like that. He can do, well, he can, but he's got to move as well. So he's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to right there, and he's just going to move on up and get ready to do battle. He's trying to stay out of the range of the guy with the gun. The guy with the gun's probably going to shoot Valerio. No, he's going to shoot Sophia, I think, because she's not only within range, but she's the only one that has any threat. And we'll take a look in a moment at the, we'll take a look at it right now. So, when a enemy goes, they use up all their points no matter what they do. So we're going to go with the guy, the Stratios first, and there's a handy dandy thing in the back of the book that shows the enemy artificial intelligence. It talks about when activation. Now, basically, the first thing you're going to check is mission goals. The mission is to not control area, but we don't redo that for sure. But you have a mission to attack the heroes. So now it's going to go into here. It's going to go into here where it says attack the heroes. Yes, that is our mission. The enemy must choose as their target the hero with the highest threat. If they are tied, then the closest one. If the tie persists, they choose the one with the most wounds tokens. If that persists, they choose randomly. Okay, they're going to attack their selected target. So the Stratios, I think that, he's going to go, I think he's going to go right at, is there at least one hero whose threat is greater than or equal to the mission goals? There's no mission goal for threat. So it seems to me like he would actually move away from Valerio and go after, well, wait a second. He's got a range of what? So he's got a threat range of 3. So 1, 2, 3. However, we put this up on screen for you. Her hood says the value of the threat range of enemies is considered lower by 1 to a minimum of 1 towards you. So the only person in range are these two. And he's right next to Valerio. So he's going to go with closest. I did plan that, right? Thank God. So he's going to attack Valerio. Now, again, they do damage. There's no question about that. So when you look at the Stratio, he's going to do 4 damage. Now, we're going to defend with our physical stat. We need to defend against what is it, a 5? A 6, right? Yeah, 6 for the Stratio. So we're going to be defending against that to make a defense roll. And we have to get that many successes. So it's a 5+ actually. So yes, we have to defend against 5. Valerio has a physical of 4, so we're going to have 4 dice. Here's the 4 dice. And remember, he does have his shield and his armor, which can help defend him if he gets into trouble. Let's see if he does get in trouble. So he did really good. He blocked all of them. He got an 8, a 6, a 5, and a 5, so he took no damage. He could put out his sword, parried with the weapon, bang, and did not take any hits at all. Now, one thing I did forget on Sophia already. As we go, I will remember these things, but remember her passive. She gets +1 for each time you do at least 1 damage. She did do that, so this goes up to 1. She now has a heroic point toward her heroic attack. Now, the Stratios could move, but there's no point in him doing so, so that will go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That will be the end of his turn. Now we're going to go with the Arquebuser, who's up on the roof, and he's got a target range of 7. He is definitely going to be shooting. Oh wait, Valerio didn't attack. He doesn't have any threat at all right now. So he's definitely going to be shooting at our girl Sophia. That's not wonderful. Now the Arquebuser has does only 2 damage. However, it's a physical attack versus a 7. So odds are she's going to take the 2 damage. Here are her dice. She has no armor or any way to protect herself in particular. Let's see if she can survive this. I'm sure she will. She can take 5 hits. She actually defended one of them. So she got an 8 and defended one of them, but that was it. So she takes 1 point of damage instead of 2. Well, actually, it's, let's see, yeah, does 2, yep, does 2. Now, we're going to put 1 damage on Sophia. Now, there's another thing that happens as well as a result of that. Need to get another token out. This goes on his character sheet. He needs to reload, and he has a reload of 2. So it costs him 2 time to reload his gun. Now, since he fired, he can do a couple things. That cost him 3 to fire his gun. And what he then tries to do, before he reloads, is tries to get as far away from the people as he can. So he'll just back up into that corner, and that will use up all of his time. In the beginning of next round, he'll reload his gun and shoot it again. Hopefully we get in, though, next time. We will see. Okay, with that being said, let's continue on to our next round. Now you can see, let's go to the Hologium, because it is going to now rotate all the way over to here. You can see how time can fly when you're having fun. So we can take our next set of turns. And I think now we can't go through this tree, so Vincenzo kind of pinned himself there, but that's okay. I think he's going to go first. Or do we want Valerio to go first and take this arquebuser down? Leave the ranged people to the ranged people. Let's do let's do Sophia. She's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. She does not have enough. So here she is. 1, 2, 3, 4. She's just going up to the base of the building there because she's going to scale it and go after the guy on the switch on the top. Why is she the one that's going to scale it? Because she has the grappling hook in her inventory. That is her action, total action. I think for, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. She needs to move up one more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And she can see, look, she can get to him there with no problem. If he was here, she could do it. The only thing they can't get to is there. So she is going to go up there. That's going to cost her, was it 1? So she spent 1. And then she's going to throw her caster spell again. Hopefully she has better luck with it this time. She is, you know what, I could charge up her, no, we're going to cast a spell. So she's got, again, 4 dice, because her mental stat is 4. She needs to get 2 successes of a 5 or better. So she did. Oh man, I thought she missed again. This is actually really good. So she got the hit. She also got a 1, which if you look at the bottom, it says it's going to inflict 2 damage plus 1 for each moon symbol. So she got a total of 3 damage on the arquebuser. Boom, she blasted him. That is going to put her, I think it's every 2 damage, right? So passive, she gets 1 threat. Every time she tests with a spell where she succeeds, she does get a heroic point, so that goes up to 1. And then this will go up to 1. Not 6. It totally slipped out of my hands. It is a 1, meaning that she did hit, but that's all she did was hit. So remember, whenever you do damage, you're going to get that threat. Okay, that was her turn. So she is throwing magic at this guy with a gun. He's probably starting to panic, but it is what it is. Now he can't see Sophia, so he'd probably shoot her. But we're going to go with Valerio next. Valerio is going to try and kill the Stratiote. Valerio is going to use his, remember, he's got a strength of 4, his physical combat of 4. He's going to use his sword, which will do 1 point of damage for each point that he succeeds at. And he has to defeat, against the Stratiote, a 6 or better on 4 dice. So here he goes. Vincenzo could do some things, but no, he'll just wait. That's fine. We'll do this. Whoa, throwing stuff away, but it's an 8, and I'm going to keep it. Look at that. He needs 5. So, man, I was worried. No, he doesn't. He needs 6s. Look at this. I should have done what I was thinking of with Vincenzo, because he only got 1 hit on the Stratiote with his sword. That does, however, put his threat up by 1, and does not trigger his ability to gain hero points, because it's based on defensiveness. So that kind of sucks. What's Vincenzo going to do? Well, Vincenzo is first going to do this. He's going to spend, well, let's do Valerio's time. He's wasted 1, 2, 3. He does have 2 more. I think he's going to move. He's not going to move out of this guy's range. If I understand it, he would get attacked if he moved out of his range, but he's not. He's going to just pivot, I think, and go 1, 2 to over here, and that'll use up all his time. So that was, let's see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, there we go. Next up, we already did Rebecca, right? She should go 1, 2, 3. She should be right there. She moved 1 and then fired off her spell. All right, now we got Vincenzo. Vincenzo is going to use his relic to do this for 2 time. That's going to take him 2 time. Let's get it. This is token 1, 2. And that will mean that he gets a blessed token. Let me find that. Somewhere around here. I see them. There they go. This is a blessed token. That goes on his sheet. Now what can he do with that? He can lower his requirement on the dice by 1. So that means, and I think he can use this on anybody. I'll have to look at blessed. But you know what? We have this handy dandy little book that tells us all of these cool things. Now do remember that I did play the tutorial, but that's all I did. So I'm still learning technically. A hero who has this token may discard it before a test. If they do, the success threshold is -1. So he can't. I guess he can't give the tokens away, but he does have one. So the next thing he's going to do is going to use his ability here for 2 more time. 1, 2, and that will put him at choose a hero within 1 if you included, and perform a mental test. That's against a 5, by the way. For each success, the target discards 1 wound. We know that Sophia has a wound on her, so he's going to do that. He's got a mental stat of 3, so he's going to roll 3 dice, and what we need to get is 5s or better. See what he can do there. He got nothing, so he did not heal Sophia at all. That's really, really not good, but that's the end of his turn. So now I guess we'll go to the... oh, this is a bummer. I guess we'll go to the Arquebuser. He's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Not the Arquebuser, the Stratiote. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He'll go there. Wait, is that correct? Yes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And he is going to attack Sophia because Sophia is... both he and Valerio have the same threat level, but Sophia has a wound, so that will trump that. That means he's going to strike. This could be really bad. The Stratiote's going to hit. She has to defend against 4 hits. She's got a physical capability of 3, and she needs to roll 5 or better. Come on, 2. She got 2 out of 3. So she takes 4. She defended against 2. She takes 2 more. That means she now has 3 points of damage on her. Ouch! She's hurting. We need to solve that next turn. But that was the Stratiote's turn. He just turned and walloped on her. He's going to stay right there. He doesn't have any reason to move. Okay. Then we got the guy on the roof with the rifle. The first thing, he's not going to be able to move anywhere. He's going to have to reload. We're just going to take him 2 times. 1, 2. And then with that, he will then, I guess, shoot at... The only person he can shoot at is Rebecca. Might as well shoot at her. He's got no choice there. She doesn't have any... Oh, man, she's got a physical of 1. Y'all, 1. So there's a good chance she's going to take 2 damage, right? She needs to roll a 7 or better against this rifle shot at her. It'll do 2 damage. She rolled a 6, so she failed. She takes 2 points of damage. At least it's only 2. So Rebecca is now injured. She got shot. Man, we're taking some hits here. This is not no bueno. Especially when our guy Vincenzo's wimping out. I should have used his Blessed Token. I will next turn for sure. And that is going to mean that he fired his gun. 1, 2, 3. So he's used everything there. We're going to move the Hologium up to here. And we're going to start going again. This is a beefier fight than I thought it was. As soon as we clear this map, we're going to end it because this is going to be a long episode. All right, but I did want to go through all the setup and then not give you any of the action in the episode. So here we go. I think we're going to start with Vincenzo. Vincenzo's first action is going to be to try and heal. You can go 1, 2 to there. He's going to try and heal our girl Sophia. He is going to spend his token because heck, why not? That puts him at a 4. He needs 4s. He's got 3 dice to roll to try and heal her. He could heal her up to 3 points. Come on. You 1 point? Are you serious? I'm rolling terrible. My God. Okay, well, that puts her down to 2. That's better than a sharp stick in the eye. I don't feel good about sending her up after this archer, this gunman yet, though. That's not very good because she's still wounded. And then for his next action, he's going to go only 1, 2 to there. And he's going to bless and take another bless token. And that's going to be his entire action. Wow, what a waste. All right, well, I think we're going to go with Valerio. No, he gets heroics for healing, right? He did not. He healed only 2 this turn. Every time you make a hero, if you 2, so he only got 1, so he does not get a heroic point toward that at all. All right, I guess what we're going to do now is we're going to go with Rebecca. She's going to try and get this guy again. He needs 3 points of damage on him. Can she do it? She has to get her spell off and get a 1 or a moon symbol. But she's going to fire off her... If so, I can get up to the roof and throw daggers at him. So if she can do enough damage to him, Sophia can go up and kill him. So we're going to roll 4 dice from her spell. This is her arcane arrow. And let's see what she gets here. She rolls a failure. Oh my God, this is insane. She failed. Sorry. She needed 5. She got 1 5. So she throws her spell, does nothing. Fizzle, whizzle, dizzle. Okay, so she goes 1, 2, 3. And for her next action, she's got 2 damage on her. But I think she's going to, we need to do something here. She's going to use her energy charge. So she's going to go 2 more for her total of 5. And that will give her, if there are fewer than 3 advantages on this token, so we're going to put an advantage token on here. What does that look like? It looks like this. So she now has an advantage token on her energy shard, which means she can get an extra die next turn. I mean, she can get up to 3 extra dice, but we're not killing this guy. And I'm afraid to send Sophia up there. I mean, she could take it if she kills it, but I don't think she will. Ah, lordy, lordy. Well, that was an epic fail. Okay, Valerio is going to try and kill the Stratiote, who's doing really well against everybody. At least Sophia can get out of danger's range by climbing up there and not getting hit by this guy again. So Valerio, he's got 4 physical dice. He's swinging his sword. He needs, remember, he needs 5s against the 6s against the Stratiote to hit him. Let's see if he can do it. He got 1 hit, only 1 hit. I don't know what I'm doing wrong today, but apparently I've offended the gods because I can't seem to do anything. So the Stratiote is now at 3 damage, but that means he's still kicking. Valerio does go up 1 more on his damage track, or on his threat track rather. So he will be the natural threat, which is good because that's what I wanted. And then for Sophia, well, let's do this. He doesn't have anything he can spend his stuff on. So he's just going to go 1, 2, 3. That's it. He's just going to go there and stop after his attack. Okay, all we got left is Sophia. She's going to spend 2 to use her grappling hook. You can see it to go up to there. That puts her within range of striking. Then she's going to throw her knives. Hopefully she does something. This would be wonderful if she actually succeeded. And let's see, she needs to roll with her knives. She's going to have to roll against the Stratiote, the Arquebuster, who has a 5. So she needs 5s or better on 3 dice. She got 1 hit. And then 2 1s. Oh, 2 1s. She has lethal right there, which will allow her. So I think she did 3 points of damage to him. Let me just double check that. I think she gets, as long as she hits, let me look at lethal. Lethal is an ability in here. Here it is. Lethal. If the attack inflicts at least 1 wound, which it did, the target suffers 1 additional wound if the result shows at least one of these symbols included. Is it for each symbol? I don't know. I think it's 1. If this attack does 1 damage, suffers 1 additional damage if the result shows at least 1 of the indicated symbols. So I think he's going to take 2. What do you think? I think that's 2, but guess what? That's not enough to kill him. So he has now got... I'm going to run out of damage tokens. He has now got 2 more on him, so he's at 5 out of 6. And Sophia goes up another threat to 2, and that's where she's at. So guess who's shooting at her next turn? At least she got a little healing, but that is going to put her at 1, 2, and 3 up with Rebecca. The good news is actually he won't shoot Rebecca, who could. Well, they're both the same, actually. They're both the same. And Sophia does get another heroic point for doing damage. She did at least 1, so she's at 2 now. When she gets to 4, she can use her special Deadly Fan ability, which she throws out knives. This is taking longer than I thought it would. I thought we'd kill these guys quickly, but we're at the end of our character's turn, so we're going to start with the Stratiote. He's going to spin on our guy. Now I don't need to keep looking at the book on how they're acting. I got it. So he's then going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to there, and he's going to attack. Actually, this should be right here, right now. He's going to attack Valerio, which is good because we want that to actually happen. So he gets to roll. He's going to do 4 damage. Valerio needs to roll 5s, or 6s rather, to defend, and he's got 4 dice. Plus, he's got his shield and his armor, so he's in good shape here. Wow, I'm glad he did because he failed at all of them? He failed at all of them. Man, I'm rolling so pathetically poor. This is bad. Not bad, but anyway. we get to use this. So this comes off. That's 1 down. So 1 out of 4 down. He gets to use his armor, his resistance 1. Now let me show you how resistance works. We'll talk about that real quick. Unfortunately, it's not good. An equipment with this trait suffers X damage in place of the hero who equips it, following these rules. If there is at least 1 X on the equipment card, X suffered by the hero wearing it are suffered by the equipment instead. Exceeding wounds must be assigned to another equipment. An equipment can only suffer wounds by a physical attack. A hero wearing more than 1 equipment, if not otherwise indicated by an effect. Okay, so basically, there's a wound on the leather armor, and that's all it can take. So he's going to take 2 wounds, which is not the worst thing in the world, because he also then his passive is each time he gains a wound. So he's going to go up 1, 2. He gained 2 wounds on his perfect strike ability. So he only needs 1 more before he can use his perfect strike. And it does say passive +1 each time you gain a wound, and he just gained 2, so he's up 2. Oh man, but that is it. Now we're going for the arquebuser up there on the roof. He's reeling. He can't back into the corner any farther. He's going to shoot his gun at Rebecca. That means he's going to take 2 damage. Rebecca's got a physical of 3. Let's see if he can stop it. She needs 7s or better. Not the way I'm rolling. She got none of them. Oh no! She didn't defend. Oh, it's 2 points. Oh my god, it wasn't 3 damage. I thought for a moment it was 3 damage, but it's actually, she's up to 4, so she's only got 1 health left. If we don't kill that arquebuser, she's in trouble. And this is only the beginning of this mission. Wow. We're taking brutal hits. Now, we go down, we start taking injuries, and that's really bad, so we don't want to do that. Vincenzo needs to heal people. Okay, that is his turn, so he goes up to here. He can't back any further. Oh, and he gets the reload token on his gun. He's not moving, so I guess he can just use this to reload, and that's his turn. Okay, that's all 5 actions. Tell me if I'm doing that right. It seems like it's not very... It doesn't have a huge penalty to reload his gun. It just takes 2 time. If he's not moving, he's okay. All right, well, we might as well start with Sophia, see if she can off this arquebuser. So she's going to throw her knives for 1, 2, and 3. Oh, wait, let's get up to here now. There. That means we are now at 6 o'clock. That's been some time there. Okay, she's throwing the knives. Now, that time doesn't matter in this scenario. It doesn't some. We'll see how that plays out. But there are increments as well. So she is going to throw her knife. She's got a strength of 3. Again, she needs against the arquebuser. She needs 5s. Let's hope she can get him. She just needs 1. A 6, a 7. Now she does good. 6, 7, and 1. So she got 3 total hits. It's not a critical because one of them's from the wound, but she will go up to a threat of 3, and she has finally taken out the arquebuser. Good job. He is gone. I'm thrilled to see him off the table. Okay, she still has 2 actions. I think it takes 2 to do the lever, or 1? 1. So she's going to go 1. She's adjacent to the lever, and she's going to pull the lever. What does that do? I have no idea. Probably something to do with a trap, maybe, or the door. Pull the lever and go to 0016 in the book. Okay, let's do that. Okay, here we go. Right there. An old lever in the niche on the roof attracts your attention. You try to pull it, but the mechanism stubbornly resists. You plant your feet on the ground and pull with all your strength. Suddenly, the lever gives way, and it crashes to the ground with a snap, breaking. Rust and passage of time must have weakened the metal. Strange noises and a slight vibration beneath your feet indicate that the mechanism has been activated. Your gaze is drawn to the front door of the house as you follow the sound. Remove the lever token and reveal card 3. Nice. So we will remove the lever token. Put that aside, and we're going to reveal card 3, which is right here. Let's take a look and see it says. The mission has changed, y'all. Heroes. A hero enters the house. That's our new mission, which was the same one. Enemies attack the heroes. Heroes defeat condition. If at least 3 heroes are KO'd, read 00-4. If we enter the house for 1 time, we read this. And that's our new mission update. Okay. And that was Sophia's complete turn. So she took 2 more. There we go. Okay, next up, let's go with... let's go with Rebecca. She's going to try and take down the Stratiote. Okay. And she's got 4 dice to do that with. She's casting her spell. She's got 4 dice. She needs to hit a 5 or better to do. She needs 2 points of damage on him to kill him. She needs 2 to just to hit. She'll do it. Why if she failed again? Man, she's the worst spellcaster in the history of dungeon crawlers. She zap nothing. I should have used the extra die, but I thought this would be easy. That's 3 of her time. 1, 2, 3. She's going to take a risk and use her next 2 time. She's going to move up there, right to there with Vincenzo, to move to there. And that's her and Sophia. Okay. Next up, we'll go with Valerio. See if he can actually do any damage at all. That would be awesome. He is going to attack with his sword. Again, he needs 6s. He's got 4 dice. Oh, and at the beginning of Valerio's activation, we put this on his shield. He can absorb 1 more point of damage. Okay, he did do it. He got 1, an 8. What does he need? 5? 6s. God, he did 1 point of damage. Okay, so the guy is now at 4. He's at 4. So he's still kicking. Valerio did not take him down, but he did do another point of damage, so his threat goes up by another 1. So he's at 3. And then, man, that is so terrible. My rolls are just pathetic. I guess, Vincenzo, you're going to have to do some damage this turn. I thought you were going to do healing, but we're going to step up 1. Oh, this is him, by the way. 1, 2, 3. So he's right there with them. That's all he did. Not going to move. He's just going to stand there like a clown. Vincenzo moves up 1. And then he's going to... He actually has something he can attack with. He's got a sensor. It can stun, too, if he rolls. And burn, if he gets lucky. He's got a physical of 3. Again, he needs 6s. Let's see if he can do something here. An 8. He did kill him. And he got a 1. So it's going to stun. Let's see what stun does. Haven't had that happen before yet in this game, so let's take a look at it. Stun. If the attack is successful, the target gains a stunned token. And so we're not going to worry about that because he's going to go down. We also got a burn. So what would that have done? Burn. If this attack is successful, the target gains a burn token, which means it's going to do damage, basically. Okay, so but we got him finally. He's kaput. Man, that was way harder than it needed to be. So that was 1, 2, 3. He can't really move and do. He's going to step here for 1 more, and that will be when these 2 guys come off. That will be the end of his turn. This will move up to here. Okay. And we're going to go again. Now, time doesn't stop because the enemies are off the field. We're still using the time tracker. Now, again, if time mattered, it would matter. But it doesn't in this case, so we're okay. We're fine. So we'll just start with... we're going to start with Vincenzo. He is going to spend 2 time, 1, 2, to heal... to try and heal Rebecca. Before he does that, he's going to spend an additional 2 time. So he's going to spend total 4 time to get a second bless token. He is going to use 1 of them right now. So he's going to put 1 on, take 1 off, so he gets a lower threshold. He just needs 4s now to try and heal Rebecca of the 2 wounds that she has. He has 3 dice to do that with. He's using his Shuriken's bag. Let's see if he gets. He got 8, 6, and 3. So he did heal Rebecca of all her wounds. She is in good shape. Okay, and let's see. That's all his. That was 4 of his time. So I think we'll just leave it there. Okay. Next up, we'll go with Sophia. Sophia is going to go 1, 2 for her action. So 1, 2. I guess I should do him first, but it doesn't matter. We'll catch it all up. So she's gonna move there. She's gonna wait there for Vincenzo so she can get healed because she is seriously damaged. And then I think we'll just stop there for her. She used 2. Rebecca is actually going to spend 4 time. We're prepping 1, 2, 3, 4 to gain 2 more to fill up her card. So it's got 3. Her energy shard now has 3 tokens on it total. That's good. And then that will leave us with Valerio. Valerio is going to step here for 1, and 1, 2 open the door, right? So it says 1, enter the house, read 00-3. Let's do that. Okay, let's take a look at 00-3 right here. It's the second entry. The door seems to be ajar. The lever must have activated the mechanism that unlocked its hinges. If there are no enemy models on the tile 1B or 5B, read 018. There are none, so we'll just go to 018, and we'll get right on that right now. Okay, I found that. 018. You give the door a gentle push, and it swings open with a faint creak, revealing a dimly lit room. Everything inside is caked with dust. It appears that no one has lived in this house for a long time. The back window is sealed. The room looks like a dead end. However, there is something that doesn't sit right with you. Maybe it's worth a second look. Reveal card 4 and place our hero on 4. Continue your activation. All right, well, we're going to reveal card 4. Let's see what that looks like. Card 4. Here we go. Card 4. I'm pretty excited. I don't know what this is going to do. Let's see. Oh, cool. It's a... Oh, neat. It's a room. Okay, we'll place that here. Now, there's 2 things. We're going to place this right here, I guess. And Valerio has stepped in the room as part of his activation. Let's put it right here. He's got 2 things he can do in there, and he has the time. I think he'll do one of them at least. He can check out the wardrobe. I'll put the image up on screen. We're going to read 007, or we can check out the bed. Let's check the bed first, because we got to see if we can find our way out of here. So that is, it says cost 2 time. So 1, 2. And we're going to read 006, and then I'll adjust the time tracker. So 006, let's go do that. Everything in the room is covered in a thick layer of dust, except the bed, which seems to have been recently made. Intrigued by it, you pull back the covers, releasing a cloud of dust, and as you sneeze, you notice that the floor is scuffed, as if the bed has been moved several times. Choose one, continue your activation, or try to move the bed, test strength 2. We're going to do that. We're going to test strength. We need a 2 or better. He's the best person to do it. Okay, he needs 5s. He's going to be rolling 4 dice. Let's get that out. See if he can move this bed. He needs 2 successes. Of course we don't get 2 successes. We got 1. So the strongest guy there, he can't do it. We got 1 success, so we rolled 1 5 out of that whole thing. So it says to go to 014. Let's go look at that. I have a feeling we didn't accomplish our goal, and it cost us time to do that. So 014. You rummage through the objects for a what? Wait, what? It did say 014, right? Choose one. Yeah, oh, sorry, 008. No, that's not right either. The bed? Yeah, the bed. Okay, 008. My bad. So it's right down here. You take 2 deep breaths before you try again. Continue your activation. Okay, well, we're going to move the time thing up because we got to reset that. Goes up to here, and we can continue our activations now. Okay, I think Vincenzo is going to be a busy guy. He's going to try, he turns, and he's going to use his bless token and 2 time to try and heal our girl, Sophia. She's got 3 damage, so he wants to make the target a number of 4 because we roll really badly. And let's see. Okay, 3 dice. He needs 4s or better on an 8-sided die. 50-50 chance of getting it right. Oh, he got all 3. That is awesome. So you can't, I don't know if you can see it all, but he rolled a 5, an 8, and a 7. That is going to, actually, she had 4 damage on her, so it's going to heal 3 of her 4 damage. I think that is okay. And he gets another heroic point finally, or gets, yeah, for every 2 he healed. So he's healed a total of 4, so he's got 2 heroic points now. Good for him. and that was him using his doctor's bag, basically. That was 2 times, so let's go move that up. 1, 2, and then he will continue. He'll go 3, 4, 3, 4. And he's going to go 3. He'll stand right in the doorway right there, getting ready to go. And then he'll use his last 2, 4, 5, to get another bless token. He's trying to keep those blessings up, keeps praying on the relic. Okay, that is his entire action. Next up, we'll go with Sophia. Sophia's feeling pretty good now. She's going into the room. She's going to go 1, 2, 3, which puts her in the room with our guy here. Once everybody's in the room, we're going to end this episode, by the way. She's got 2 more time, so she'll go 4, 5, and check the wardrobe. Why not, right? We can only fail at that too. Okay, she's got 3 dice. Let's go check out the wardrobe. For 2 time, it says 007. Let's check the wardrobe out. Okay. You open an old closet door, which falls off its hinges and shatters on the floor. Woodworms have made the wood extremely brittle. In the wardrobe, you can find worn clothing, glasses, yellowed by time, chipped earthenware dishes, and other junk. Choose one, continue your activation, or search. We're going to search. She's 2 successes. Let's see if she can get 2 successes. She's going to have 4 dice, right? That's her. What stat is that? I didn't see the stat. Let's take a look at that again. Her stat is going to be her mind stat, so it's 3. So she has 3 dice. 3 dice to get 2 successes. She needs 5s. She rolled. Oh, look at it. She actually did it. She rolled 2 6s. Nice. So she succeeded in digging into the wardrobe. 2 successes means that she's going to 0-13. Okay, 0-13. Now this took a big turn from the combat, didn't it? You rummage through the objects for a while, finding nothing. You are about to turn away when a strange pig-shaped container catches your eye. You pick it up and hear something rattling inside. Without a second thought, you throw it to the ground and retrieve its contents. Draw 2 pecunia. Place a cube on the wardrobe or on 4-7. Continue your activation. Okay, I've got to get a cube out. I have one somewhere around here. Here we go. There's a cube right here. And we get how many of these periliums it is? Is it 2? 2. We get to draw 2 of these. Now there are different things on the other side. There's resources. So we're gonna draw 1, 2, and here I'll just draw 1. Mix it up so it's. I don't know how well I don't know if it matters. I don't even know what they do. There's 2 pecunia. Okay, I just know they're resources. All right, that was her total activation. She's done. Was that everything for her? I think it was 1, 2, 3. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that's her. Okay, so Valerio's still in there. I think he's going to try the bed again for 2. Let's do that. So it's going to be 2 time for him. And let's see here. 2 time, he's got 4 dice. Let's see if he can do it. 4 dice. Come on, dude. Just need 2 5s. 8. Oh man, I thought he missed it again when I saw the 2 4s, but he did succeed with an 8 and a 6. So he got the 2 successes we needed on the bed, which is 006. Let's see if he did something good here. Okay. Everything in the room. Okay, we read that. He got 2 successes, so we're going to 12. We're going to go to 12 to move the bed. Or do something with the bed. Okay. The bed sways violently, scratching at the floor with an obnoxious screech. A trapdoor opens beneath it, revealing stairs vanishing into the darkness. You quickly descend and move through narrow tunnels dug into the ground. Exposed roots lash at your face, while insects and cobwebs get caught in your robes. Soon you come to a short ladder. You climb up and lift the lid at its top, revealing the interior of another house. Replace 4 with 7. All heroes placed on 4 are now placed on 7. Oh, okay. Interesting. Are placed in the same choices of 7. Okay, reveal 5. Place your hero on 5. Okay. Well, we're going to first get 7 out. It says to get 7 out. So here's 7. We do that first. Oh, okay, it replaces, I get it. Okay, so we're going to do this. Boom, that's going to go there. He's going to go there and there. So we reveal the trap door, and then it says there's a lot of stuff to do here. We're going to reveal card, what is that, 5? 5. We're going to reveal card 5. Oh, it's another room. So we'll put that right there. I'll put that up on screen for you. And Valerio is in there now. He's still got time. What do we got there? We got a door, we got debris, we got a window. I guess he'll spend 1-2 time and check the debris. I'll move this up to her just to keep it right. He's going to check that debris. That is going to be 009. But I did say when we got into this when we cleared this room, we would move on. We don't have anybody in the house yet, but we will next turn. I'm going to call it right there. And we'll end it right there. Next up, we'll continue with his investigation, and then Rebecca will go, and then we'll be back on our normal time schedule with that. Just keep going around in the next episode and see what will happen now. All right, y'all. Thanks so much. Take care. I hope you're enjoying this playthrough, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye-bye.